There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino Is the Name, and in this video, I'm going to cover a topic that I previously covered, and it was a bit controversial. It was called real estate versus trucking. But this video is real estate versus trucking 2020. I've been getting a lot of questions as whether or not which one is better now. Looking at 2020, would I still say trucking is better, or do I now think that real estate is better? And it's going to be kind of surprising what I'm going to say because, well, everything is crazy in this world right now, and a lot of perspectives may be different from a lot of people. And you know, I just did a video saying I think 80-something thousand truckers got laid off in a particular month. And you know, with real estate, the numbers in Atlanta haven't really dipped as far as the sales. So houses are still kind of going for what they were going for prior to the pandemic. And so I want to premise that this conversation that I was having about real estate versus trucking back a year ago, or a little more than a year ago, was based around a $70,000 rental property, a long-term hold investment. And so this is going to be surprising, okay? And I just want to make sure we're understanding what I'm saying. That this is not about a fix and flip. This is not you buying a house that needs some work, fixing it up, and then flipping it onto the market. This is buying a rental property, or renting, or you know, putting up money or getting a loan on a rental property or whatever it is, and you know, you're renting that property out. So this is based off of $70,000 investment. Which one would be better? And surprisingly, trucking is still going to be a better investment. Trucking is an active business. Like fixing and flipping properties, that is an active business. Rental properties are a passive business. Almost every active business is going to outperform net profit wise, better than a passive investment. And when you have to put, say, $70,000 up, or let's say you just take out a loan, right? I don't know what your percentage is that you put down on the loan, maybe 20%, 30%, whatever it is, in order for you to get a conventional loan and then buy a rental property or something like that, whatever that is. Let's say your mortgage on $70,000 is, I don't know, $700 a month. A property like that, depending on where it is, let's say you're talking about Columbus, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, somewhere like that, it's not going to be a very elaborate property. If it's decent enough to live in at $70,000, $80,000, it's probably not going to yield more than $900 a month, because it's probably not huge. But let's say $900 to $1,000 a month. Even at $900 or $1,000, let's say even at $1,000 a month, we can go to $1,200 if you want. Let's say your mortgage is $700 and you can rent it out for $1,200. That's $500 per month, right? So at $500 per month or a year, you're still looking at $6,000 for the year, for the whole year, right? And now, if you buy a $70,000 house, that house is not probably going to be a brand new house that was built in 2020. It might be a house that was built in the 70s, 80s, 60s, maybe even, or the 50s. Not really sure, but it's almost guaranteed that it won't be a brand new construction at $70,000. So this house may have issues that start to come up as you have this house. Like, you may need to replace the roof for the second time, not even for the first time. This is 2020, and if you have a 1970 house that had a 25-year roof, this may be coming up on the second time that roof needs to be replaced. So that's more money out of your pocket. Now, let's say that roof costs $6,000, $7,000, and over the course of the year, you made $6,000. You still might have to replace a roof, plumbing. I had a plumbing issue in one of my houses. The plumbing was going to cost $10,000 because the plumbing ran under the floor and it was a cement slab. They were going to have to cut the whole floor up in order to replace the plumbing. That's the kind of things that you run into when you're dealing with older houses. So the money, let's say if you only own that rental property that you're paying $70,000 for, even if you put the money up front, you still have to wait until that money recoups enough of itself to equal up to the $70,000 if you out of pocketed that money. But if you take a loan on that money and you're only profiting $500 per month, that is not enough money for you to live off of, like a salary, right? And let's say you started a trucking, you got a truck. Right now, I was just talking to some of my truck driver friends, and right now you can find semi trucks with 300,000, 400,000 miles, which is very low for a truck. You can put 1,000,000 miles on a semi truck, but you can find a semi truck right now for like 17,000 with that many miles. Not even an old truck. It's crazy. The trucks are they're just giving them away, damn near. You know what I'm saying? But if you can get in and get a truck, those same trucks, I remember the last time I was looking at semi trucks, they were for 500, 600,000 miles, they wanted 50,000, and they wanted 10,000 down because that was 20% of the truck, right? And mind you, I don't have a CDL, so I was gonna have to bring in someone who had a CDL. And someone also just asked me this question. I'm gonna throw this in right now while we're talking about it. But someone asked me, if they don't have a CDL and they were able to buy a truck, what would they do as far as, moving the truck? Are they allowed to leave the truck at the dealership until they have the authority and all of that kind of stuff comes through? And that would depend on the dealership. Most dealerships that I know probably want you to move the truck at least within a couple of days because that's space. They need to bring more trucks in order, to sell. But the way you do this is you get a driver who has a CDL and you get bobtail insurance. This is not necessarily commercial auto insurance. This is bobtail insurance. So they can move the truck around without having to be under an authority or you pay up front with all of that commercial insurance. So you get bobtail insurance and you can drive the truck around. All right, so and you can get an uncle. There's plenty of people who got CDLs who can help you just move the truck to a space that you have. All right, so anyway, right now it's so affordable to get equipment that would have cost 5 times more. Well, maybe not 5 times more, maybe even 5 times more. Yeah, because I was looking at trucks that was 500,000 miles and 600,000 miles, and they wanted 50,000 for them. And if you can get a truck that's 300,000 miles, I mean, that truck might have been a $70,000, $80,000 truck. And so, if you're able to get that truck for $17,000 and $19,000, less than $20,000 right now, it makes sense. Even if you're not making that much money, you're still gonna make, even in a bad situation, right? We're talking about even paying maintenance and finding loads here and there or whatever. Trucks can make a truck can make you $500 in a day. Now, I'm not saying whether or not however much your driver is, you got to pay your driver, but you can potentially net $500, $250. That's net. I'm talking about you made $1,000 and you made $750, but gas and insurance or insurance costs or whatever it is. Once you take out all of those things and you're driving, your truck is going over the road, you can easily, I don't even want to say easily, but you can definitely net $250 to $500 a day every day that truck is on the road. You would hope for more, but I know you can net $250 to $500 every day that truck is moving after paying the driver, if you're not the driver and everything. And so if it takes you all month with a rental property to get $500 and you can get that much in 1 to 2 days with the truck over 30 days or 25 days or 22 days that the truck is running, it makes sense that trucking is still vastly more lucrative than it would be for you to have a rental property where you're making $200 and $300 and $500 per month over the course of renting that place out. You cannot live, or I don't know about you, maybe you could, but how many of us could actually live off of the salary that that one rental house could pay us? Believe me, most people are not getting $500 per unit on their rental. If they got a house, most people aren't getting $500. Most people are getting $100 to $200 on a rental. They may have a $900 house, that mortgage or whatever, and they're rented out for $1,100 or something. So I know people who, I know a guy who had about 30 houses, and he was only making about $100 per month on top of the unit itself. So if he had a $1,000 mortgage, he was only making $1,100, and or if he had a $700 mortgage, he was only making $800, but he had 30 of them. So it kind of helped out when he was vacant 1 or 2 units, and he had to still get a tenant in there. And that's another thing. When you got a rental property and you're in between tenants, you got to move one out. Sometimes they might need some work. You got to go in there, paint. You got to do certain things. That profit that you thought that you had profited, that $6,000 for the year, is not really like a clean profit. It's just not, But one truck, 2 trucks, and one truck can help you pay for a second truck, and then a third truck. Versus that $200 a month would never really help you get into another house. It just won't. It just won't. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. If you find any value in this video, please share this video. Get in the comment section, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you think it is more valuable to be into a rental property versus a trucking business? You let me know. Now, remember, we were not talking about a flip. Flipping properties can be very lucrative fast. Okay, that's an active business, just like trucking is an active business. Almost any active business will be more lucrative in the short term than a passive business. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name, and I'm out.
Hey, yo, what's going on? Right now you're watching Casino Is the Name, and if you want to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hot Shot Volume 1 on your trucking authority. The link is going to be in the description. It'll pretty much tell you everything from after taxes to different types of trailers and all sorts of things. It's a great book, 5-star reviews. Link will be in the description. Go get it. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she say, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really trap.
You say you want to be successful, but what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I called the Busted Basin Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.